What up, y'all? It's the New Movement Live. DJ Drewski in the building. And we have, like, family in the building, right?
Yes.
Hala Maroc is here.
You know what? I'm, like, so excited. First of all, I haven't seen you in, like, a year and a half almost, you know, except maybe in passing or something. So this is
But I've been watching.
I've been watching you, too.
Listen, this girl does many things, and we're going to talk about a lot of that, including a brand new record out.
Yes, the Nile.
The Nile, featuring
Nawaf.
That's me, Nawaf. Hello, how's everyone doing? I'm so glad to be here.
Now, you're not even used to Nawaf vibe. Like, you know, you're about to get to know
I love
whole,
it, though.
Yeah, a
Just
whole
the
new
drip,
thing. Like,
just the way he walked
you know
in here, I said, yo,
saying?
I love what's going on.
I feel you.
But it just feels like good energy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But how did you two link up? Like, how does that happen?
Literally, like, outside my doorstep. Like,
Yeah.
we were neighbors at a point. Well, we still are now again.
Right.
And come to find out, we're both Middle Eastern. I'm Egyptian and Moroccan, and he's from Bahrain.
Bahrain. I've been to Bahrain.
You
Have you?
Yes.
You're like
It's a
one
small
of the-
island.
A lot of Thai women in Bahrain for some reason. I don't know.
Like, why do you know that? Why do
I
you
don't
know
know.
that?
I don't know. But there's a lot of like there's an army base, a U.S. Army base there.
Navy base there, so
Yeah.
it's really popular for a lot of Westerners to like know because of that. So if you have someone in the Navy, you probably know.
Right. And I've DJed. Like I went there to DJ, and I'm like, yo, they have a great time. They know how to party.
Oh, yeah.
for
Right.
sure.
So when it comes to making music, I'm sure that influence of you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely in the blood, but I feel like there's like a movement happening now where more artists are getting comfortable doing that kind of stuff. So
Mm.
you
Yeah.
know.
So how long have you been in the
So
States?
I've been in the States since 2012. So I came to study at NYU back when I was 17, and so I just decided to stay ever since. I found my own way,
Right.
made it work, and I realized that there was a lot that I needed to do here, and then a lot that I needed to share from here with
Back home.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long have you been doing music? Were you doing music in Bahrain before you got here?
Nah, I mean, I was like singing here and there, just very like on my own. But it's really everything's formally started when I came here, studied at NYU. I studied acting.
Mm.
I don't mean to gas him, but he came here on a scholarship from the Prince. So
Oh,
I'm
see,
just
see.
like, he missed a few details. Like,
I told you that's that vibe, like that humble, cool vibe. Like, we ain't gotta talk about that.
Well, yeah, so that's definitely part of it there. I'm one of the Crown Prince scholars, and so they encourage us to go outside of the region so that we can, you know, gain experience and then bring it back home so we can uplift everybody and get everyone at the same global level.
Right.
So I was one of the first people to go for something creative, so I went for acting. But through my acting training, I had some singing training, and I realized that a lot of my heart was in song and music, and that's how I made the transition.
So you start doing music, and then you just happen to run into your neighbor who
Yeah.
not only is a musician, an artist, but does 10 other things, right? So
Yeah.
we'll break down Hala's, and I'm probably gonna leave a bunch of stuff out, but you gotta have the Kitchen Talk podcast.
yes, that's a thing right now.
The what is it? The Badass
Boot camp.
Boot Camp.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. Okay, that's a wellness program. I actually made it because of my journey in radio and entertainment and all that. Like, you know, Drewski,
Right.
like, we're like 24-hour people, you know what I'm saying? So no matter what part of the journey you're in, like, you know, you make all these headlines, you're the first to do this, and, you know, people love you for this, but at the very bottom of your to-do list is self-care and self-love. And I just felt like at some point I was running myself to the ground, and I was just like, okay, where can I find these healing tools and how to use them? And a tribe to, like, you know, help me not jump off this cliff. Like,
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, and that's where the Badass Bootcamp kind of came out. And since then, we've helped like over 2,000 women around the country. And I mean, not just women, just creative entrepreneurs. And yeah, just really just like dope hearts. And I met some amazing people. And the journey goes on. We've done pop-ups, retreats, and all that.
Right, isn't there like a Badass Boot Camp stand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's that?
We got a new location. It's our first fixated location, which is
Got
really
it.
exciting. And it's at the Empire Outlets, which in itself is a brand new beast, and it's dope because it's giving a lot of people, you know, reason to come to Staten Island.
Right,
So
right.
you know what I'm saying. So it's right off the ferry. It's a great location. It's been doing really well. I'm really excited about it.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank you.
And you also do like digital marketing for a ton of these artists who, you know, who's out here looking for help, right?
Yeah.
So you said, I'm gonna use my resources to start helping other people as well, not just
Yeah.
physically and mentally, but even with their music career.
Yeah, it's like a 360 with me. It's just like I'm a creative at the end of the day, whether you see me behind a mic doing radio or behind a camera or whatever, doing music. And I just know that there's a lot of things that we need that we can't we don't all have access to. And a lot of us, you know, you go through all these like journeys and you're just like, damn, like, is this industry just smoke and mirrors? Like, what's going on? Until you meet like genuine people like you know? So yeah, so, you know, I definitely have, you know, my digital marketing business, but it's funny because that's what helped me transition to doing music. Like, I've always been in studios with people and all that. And I was actually secretly writing for a lot of people and all of that too. But then it was just like, instead of telling you guys what to do, I'm gonna do it and you know, show you the results and then, you know, let me know what you want to do. Like, and that's where that all came from, and it's been fun. It became like an outlet for me, you know. So it's been cool.
If you had to prioritize like the love for each art, do you have like, yo, music comes first, then radio, then the podcast? Like, is there, or is it just like however you're feeling at the moment?
I'm definitely like a wake up and see what's meant to be for the day type of person. Like, I've definitely been like an entrepreneur for over 5 years, and that's like the lifestyle that I've made for myself. You know, we get paid to be ourselves. Like, what's better than that? You know, but I feel like radio will always have my heart. That's like my first boyfriend, like in a sense. It's just like, you know, it's like ups and downs.
Took your virginity.
Yeah, like, and the
so
industry
like
is gonna keep changing, you know, and we just gotta kind of roll with it and just build our name, and everything else kind of like is just a part of what my offerings to the world. So that's how I see it.
Now, I know females probably hate to talk about it when you put it in this context, but like, it's been the past 3-4 years, right? You said you've been rocking for about 5, but like, I feel like women have really been taking over the industry, right? Being a female, doing so much stuff, you're around a bunch of, you know, male artists, male influencers, just people that are running the game. Do you feel that same type of energy? Do you feel like my time is now, like that type of vibe?
It's always your time. You know, anytime you could tap into your power, it's your time. If you walk in a room and people just turn around, you don't have to be Drewski or Hala or Nawaf for that to happen. You could tap into that yourself, you know? So I feel like everything you do, if you're doing the right thing for you, is always going to feel like that next big thing. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like my life has just been that next big thing. Oh, this is going to be it. No, wait, bigger, the next big thing. And I don't even know what the next thing is going to be. It's just, I'm just going to keep building and pouring myself into things that I genuinely love, and see how that works out. And I feel like music just allows me to do that in like such a big and theatrical and, you know, exciting way. So I feel like music is definitely something that I'm running with right now.
Especially with the Nile. It's called the Nile, right?
Yeah.
What, like that? I said, yo, that's like it has so many different vibes to it, but to me, it's like a party record, right?
Right.
But it has like, I guess, inspiration from where you come from. I hear some sounds in there too. Like, when it came to the production of the record, who produced the record? How does that happen?
I was in Nashville. One of my clients lives out there, and they had taken me to the studio one day, and this guy Orlando was there, who's done a lot of stuff for like Shakira and Justin Bieber and all these people. And shout out to him. But he literally just started playing beats, and I had played a little. I just like wrote a little something, got in the studio in the last 15 minutes of the session, because you don't want to steal from your clients, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, oh, get in there, let's see, you know, whatever. And he liked it, but we never did anything with it. And then one day we were literally sitting in the living room, and someone from overseas calls me, from Egypt though, and he's like, yo, I wanna, you know, I'm out here with family. I noticed this like whole hip hop movement that's happening right here, and who better than you, because we want to bridge the gap, and you know, you hear the whole shebang. And he sold us on it, you know what I mean? We sat there, wrote a whole song in like 30 minutes, like that, the Nile song.
So you had the beat already?
Yeah.
But even when you were in, where'd you say the producer was when you first got
in Nashville?
You never recorded nothing to it?
No, I recorded that little piece that I like came off and did in 15 minutes, but it was nothing.
And then you're like, yo, I'm gonna take this home.
It's the chorus of the song that now is, yeah. Okay. And so yeah, when he's like got me really excited about like what's going on in hip hop and all that stuff, that he's like, you're gonna be like the next Nicki Minaj there, like I swear, like blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm down, like whatever you want to do, like let's just do it. So we just got creative, wrote the song, all of that, and then from there, something got lost in the sauce where he just kind of didn't care about the project anymore. Right. And we're just like, well, we're still gonna put this out. And
that was a pretty good record.
Yeah, like, and it's just been going off ever since. And I feel like it's just funny because, you know, people don't really understand that like your dreams take work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to, like, it's a business. You gotta budget yourself. You gotta figure out how you're gonna market it, this, that. After some artists leave the booth, they're just like, all right,
Right.
Why am I not a star yet? I don't understand. And that's weird to me because we've been in it for so long. But yeah, that's basically kind of like what happened. But we just ran with the song, and I think it came out better this way. And it had a little more like reach because he was definitely more of like a I don't know, underground hip hop head in a sense.
Okay, got you.
And
you felt like this record really
it just
wouldn't.
wasn't fitting anyway. So I'm glad it kind of happened how it did.
But you still haven't heard from him. He just ghosted.
Yeah, he kind of ghosted. I don't even think he does music anymore. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was in and out. Like, I don't, yeah.
I mean, the way I see it, it was something that stimulated something for us.
Right, I was going to
That's
say.
what I always focus on.
The positive side of things, he kind of motivated you to like, okay, let me step my game up. Let me really tap into my music bag.
There was a beat, there was spirit, and we just brought all of those things together and created something that was beautiful and something we can be proud of, something that can uplift our community and this community. And it was just like a nice little magical moment.
I'm curious to know what the studio session looks like because I feel like there's candles lit and yeah, like am I overthinking this? Or?
A little bit.
Okay.
You know what? That gives me really good ideas for future projects. I'm like, why not set the scene like that?
Right.
But I mean, it's always energy first, right? So honestly, it's just always been like it was just like we were having fun. It didn't ever feel serious. It didn't ever feel like work. It just more felt like two artists getting in there, trying to find their own voice, and through finding their own voice, you get this project that is very impactful. And I think that's how beautiful things always happen. It's like you're so focused on the process and focused on what can come, then you don't even think about it, and suddenly you have this beautiful thing you're left with.
Right. So is it more than just the Nile? It's a whole project that we're working on, or what's happening?
I mean, we have a few things that like are ready to be recorded that we just haven't got and formally done it. But I think right now we're focused on really selling this one and putting it out there.
Got you.
Yeah.
I've definitely been doing, so this is actually also Noah's first song recorded at all. Right. But I really couldn't have done it without him because when people ask if like I rap or I sing, I'm just like, it's kind of like I'm just like draking. Like I don't fully sing, I don't fully rap. I'm like, I just kind of create the vibe and see, what happens. A lot of the stuff is really trancey that I do and all of that.
But it's you. It's like
it's like you. Me on a beat. Right. Literally I laugh on the beat. All that is just it's all there. So having his voice, somebody who can really like hear melodies and like harmonize, and we like our voices match so well. It was really just meant to be. Like if you saw how fast the song created, the engineer, shout out to Will, like literally since that song, he's just like, yo, come back. Like we gotta do another one. We gotta do another one. Can we have you on this? My friend over here needs this. And it's just been building. Like things really do take a life of their own if you like manifest it. A lot of people use that word a lot, but truly like, yeah.
Now the record is out. It's been out for about 4 or 5 months, but now you're saying, yo, we did a video. The video's about to drop.
Yes.
So can you give us like a little, you don't want to say too much, but what can we expect in a video? What type of vibe is that?
Well, we took a month trip overseas. We were supposed to go to Egypt and Bahrain, but then COVID kind of messed up the Bahrain part. Yeah. So we actually ended up shooting the whole video in New York and Egypt. And basically the whole idea of the video is kind of how people look at us in real life. Like he always has this like mystical presence.
Right.
So in the video, we really like played up on that and made him like kind of, I guess, put some sort of spell on me, and we end up in Egypt and like on this journey to find our roots and all of that. It's a dope meeting. It's really like trippy and it's cute.
How involved are you when it comes to your videos? Are you like half directing it as well too? Because I feel like that's what I get from Hala. Like she wants to be super involved in everything, telling the director like what to do, how to shoot it.
That's the Capricorn energy, right?
Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
I have a vision and it's gonna happen.
Right.
So yeah, it was definitely very hands-on. I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing how someone can have such a focus and such an image that they can bring out into reality. I think that's what Hala keeps on proving that she can do, is just have that and then do it. And no matter what obstacle comes up, it's all right. I can fill in the blank.
Right. So now you have a record out, right? People are paying attention, dropping videos. You're around very influential people. So they're saying, okay, Hala's putting out music. Do you feel a little pressure now to kind of prove yourself in that music world now? Like, yo, now I gotta keep going crazy. I gotta keep dropping records. I need some features with other people. Like, what's your mind state now when it comes to the music side of things?
It's not like a pressure thing, because like I was saying before, to me it just feels like another thing, like, oh, Hala does music, okay, like, you know. And shout out to everybody who continues to support me no matter what it is I do, for my friends, the followers, everything. Industry people, they're always just like, all right, well, whatever you,
Right.
you keep proving it. It's really about just a track record, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm just gonna put something whack out. They know I'm not gonna do that.
Of course.
So yeah, I have a lot of people who are like, okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? To me, I'm just kind of like in a space where I spent all of Corona just finding my sound and like really just honing in like what music means to me. And yeah, I do plan on putting out like a capsule of music where people can kind of hear all the sounds that I'm into and can provide. And everything I do is just gonna continue to be an experience. Like, that's what I do know. I think the hardest part for me has been that I've been the person who like walks people into the room
Exactly.
most of these years, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm just like, I'm not gonna walk myself into the room. So I'm just waiting for the right team behind me and, you know, the right moment to make it happen. But it's there. It's all just
No, I
connecting the
get
dots,
it, because
you know?
I'm better at like bigging other people up
You
than
know,
bigging myself up for some reason.
yeah,
And
like
it's
I'm
probably-
like, you know, I do music too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you have a song out too, like, you know, like it's
Right,
just
right.
like, but are you gonna be like, yo, Breakfast Club, or yo, this, like, come interview me? Like, they just
Nah,
gotta do
just
that
don't
on their
feel right.
own, you know?
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. You get it.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. Now, listen, this is your first record out too,
Yeah.
publicly, like out, doing interviews. Hala got you around certain people.
Yeah.
What's happening next? Like, what's going on with the music?
Honestly, I just want to keep on going. I have a few things that I'm ready to record, and just just waiting for those right moments too. You have to be mentally there so that you can produce the best kind of work. And so a lot of my stuff has just been working on my mental health, working on my growth, working on where I am, like what my alignment and what my structure looks like internally,
Right.
so that when anything is created externally, it's just hitting the target. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
So it's a lot of inner work and waiting for the inner work to really hit the spot. I'm a healer as well, so I do have a lot of I do a lot of spiritual healing on the side. So right now for me, I'm finding a way where I can use music as a means of spiritually healing, just on a collective.
For yourself or for others
For
as well?
everyone, just I'm talking about the human collective here. Like, anyone who listens to a song is immediately uplifted, or realizes something, or something clinks in, something activates. I mean, that's the point of creation. I see it that way. To be like the creator, and to create and give people an essence of that universal love that encompasses everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what do you say you're a healer. What do you
Yeah.
find most people need healing from? Like, if you had to really
Yeah.
say, okay,
Honestly, it's self-doubt is the biggest thing.
really,
That's it. I mean, you already have. The idea is you're born. You already have everything you need. You have all the resources around you. The only thing that is getting in the way is you not seeing yourself as stepping up to the plate and doing what needs to be done. Waiting for someone else to come and knock on the door and give you an opportunity or something, when in reality you're the one shaping everything, but you don't believe in it, so it can't happen.
got it. How often does Hala come to you for some healing?
I've done
He
that.
wishes
when
I'd come more. I'm like, nah, let's get to work. You can heal me later. You know what I'm saying?
So I'll be alright. Let's get this record done.
Exactly. No, but she's on top of it too. She's very responsible. She's always trying to get to a place where the work that's coming out is genuine. So there are a lot of reevaluation moments, and I think that's why it's not always boom, 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 things coming out, because it's not more about quantity. It's about the quality of what's coming out. So if something doesn't feel right, is it worth sharing?
Got
Right.
it.
And I think we're definitely all in a place in 2021, after the pandemic or whatever the case is, where like people are not just looking to be entertained anymore. Like that's there, that's already out. Everything is there. I feel like people are trying to dig deep, like, or are trying to figure out what is and what isn't. And I feel like being a medium for that has been the best part about this. It's like people hear like 2 lines of the song and like, or like use it in a caption or whatever the case is, and I'm just like, word, like, keep healing, sis. It looks good on you. Like, you know what I mean? It's dope. Like, and I think it's just like keeps continuing to see people like smile and vibe out, and like literally just like, one healed person will heal the next. It's just like becomes this beautiful aura that like I watched the Tyler the Creator interview that Ebro did the other
Right,
day,
right,
right?
right.
And it was just one thing that he really said that stuck out to me is like, we all outside now, you know what I mean? But your outside is not my outside, it's not his outside, you know? And that's what people have to come to the conclusion is like, you have choices. Like, you don't all have to chase the same bag.
Right.
You don't have to all like create the same thing. You can literally create this like space and lane and aura for what it is that you truly want your world to look like. And I think that's what it continues to be for me too.
Do you have somewhat of a picture of what your world, your you know, if you could have your world handed to you, what would that look like? What would Hala's world look like? Let's paint the picture. Paint the picture. Hala's world.
It's definitely changed a lot. So when I first started in the industry, I was just like, you know, like I want to be the next Angie Martin. There will never be another
Of
Angie.
course,
It's
right.
not the same thing anymore. What I really see myself as is like a Karen Civil, where it's like, yes, I'm a face for certain things. Yes, you see me on shows and this and that, but behind the scenes, I'm really making shit shake, you know, and I'm behind things that you didn't even know that I had hands in.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know Hala sent me that email. I thought it was whatever, whoever H is, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So I feel like just being that person that eventually just kind of like, you kind of just see and you're just like, yeah, like anything she touches turns to gold. And then I want my house to be gold, and I want the boat to be gold. I want my baby to be named gold, and I just want everything,
All
you know,
gold, everything.
everything gold.
She just wants to be a boss.
yeah. I feel like that's really it. I feel like just continuing on the path that I'm on is the right thing to do, and it's just like expansion.
Right. Let's keep growing.
Yeah.
Nah, I love it. There's not too many people that everyone could talk about it, you know what I'm saying, and say what they want and what they dream of. But I feel like there's certain people like yourself that really put it to work and like go for it. You know, sometimes it could take longer to get to a certain goal than others, but it's not like you're giving up. It's like you're actually going for it. And I think people that watch and like you said, your followers, your fans, I think everyone appreciates that type of energy from you. And that's why it's easy to support. It's like, I trust her. Like I know she's not doing it half-ass. I know she's really doing it because her heart is into it, and we're gonna support too. So, yeah,
Thanks, guys.
I definitely think that's that's why people do that, because they believe in what you're doing, whatever it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's your world? Are you going back to Bahrain? You're gonna get successful, blow up in music, and then go live.
Dip out.
Nah. For me, it's always bridging the gap, right? Bridging the gap between the East and the West. But really, I'm gonna go one step further and say my world is the Garden of Eden. Like, I just want everybody to continue to vibe together, to put their masks down, to show themselves for who they really are. I mean, I feel like a lot of us grew up with a lot of control, a lot of things that restricted us, and it's time to really let those chains go and face those fears and realize that you're not doing anything wrong by being who you are. And that's the kind of world I want to shape. It's just genuine people walking around, sharing their genuine energy, and just that causes that chain reaction of creation we keep talking about.
Right.
So it's the Garden of Eden. Everyone's comfortable with each other. No one's hiding anything. We're all telepathically communicating. We're all in our element, in our zone, because that's the truth of how powerful we are as human beings. And I think we're slowly getting there. You know, the age of Aquarius, I don't know if you heard of that, but there's a lot of power that's being redistributed, and everyone's realizing that they're equal under the eye of whatever you want to call it up there.
Whoever you believe in.
Exactly. And that there's nothing to bow down or worship to, especially not another human being. So the more we realize that, the more we conquer that fear, creation's going to be everywhere.
Nah, it's amazing. I hope we get to that point sooner than later, you know? Right?
What does your world look like?
I don't know. My world is a mess. I have a baby on the way.
You got a lot.
Like that, yeah.
But I've literally seen the transition to Drewski, which I actually love. Like, it's literally like, I remember us being in the studio and you'd be like, yo, the party and this and the girls. And then it was just like, boom,
it's
relationship.
Like the complete opposite.
Boom, like never, it's just like, whoa, like, people do grow and change. And
yeah, especially when you
long hair.
Well, that was quarantine. I said, I'm going to let my hair grow. But I think, this is my first time experiencing, like, being a father. It's happening. So it's like my world is now someone else's. That's how I look at it. Like, I don't even have a world no more. It's all about whoever this little person is going to be. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Little fucker.
Right? So we could I've dropped albums. We've done so it's like, this is another big thing for me. Like how you were saying, every, step is something big and something different. So for me, this new life is going to be my big thing. So that's really my world right now.
That little person's going to teach you a lot.
Right.
So.
I'm excited because I feel like that's gonna be my motivation for my next step, right? Because we all need that motivation. Is music your next step? Is that what the focus is right now when it comes to Hala Maroc?
It's a little bit of everything because it all kind of like, falls into the same pot. Like Kitchen Talk's been going really good.
Shout out to my brother Mano too.
Yeah,
Have
Mano.
you introduced him to Mano yet? Because
No,
Mano
not
might need
yet.
some healing.
I said Mano's not even ready yet. I
Yeah,
tell him
yeah.
that on the show all the time. I'm like,
He
we're
might-
getting somewhere. We're getting all right, we're back. We're back
Right.
at number 1.
He might not be ready because that's gonna be a long session, a long session of healing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot, but yeah, I feel like stuff like that is going really well. I'm in the midst of like pitching shows and stuff too. I'm in the it's just like I want all the things. Like
Right.
for me, it's just like now it's really about like I've been doing the work and I feel like the accolades are coming.
Right.
So everything we see now, like I already saw. Like it was just like I was working on it. So now I'm like I'm just gonna sit back because I know there's enough momentum here, and whatever happens for me, and then we'll revisit this next season. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yes, we will.
Stay tuned.
The Nile is out now. Video is dropping soon.
Yes.
Just give them your Instagrams before we get out of here so they can follow everything.
You can follow at Hala Maroc and at the Badass Bootcamp.
You can follow me at mystical.nawaf, Nawaf.
There it is. If you need some healing, you could tune into the music. You could tap in. DJ Drewski,
Exactly.
the new movement. We outside.
Bye.
Peace.